Alright, hey, what's going on? Welcome YouTube. Welcome everybody back to the Speedbug channel. Appreciate you tuning in here today. Got a little bit of a special episode here coming to talk to you a little bit about and how I kind of chose to name that and how I've kind of always been called that, from my parents and other people. So I'm going to actually, instead of just sit here and talk to you about it, I'm going to show you. But I'll give you a brief description. I'm sure you saw some of it already in the thumbnail and you want to hear a little bit about it. When I first graduated high school, and I was also growing up, my father, he had muscle cars and a Trans Am, so I was always kind of around, sports cars and loud cars and fast cars pretty much my whole life. So obviously I kind of was brought and bitten into that, real young. So as I graduated high school, I was able to get a really good job, almost paying six figures at 18. And what does any 18-year-old do when you have that kind of money? Well, you have some self-control. My parents also did control, but I was able to get myself and buy my way out of a lot of that trouble because I did have a lot of coin at the time. Pre-2008, so as the economy tanked in 2009 and 2010, I still kind of continued on that path, but I realized I couldn't afford my lifestyle and other things that I wanted to do, so it also strived me to get things that in the person that I am today, and it was a very valuable lesson. But running past all of that, while I was able to get out a lot of this, with very good attorneys and not have it scar my record and still obtain a driver's license and have a very clean record today, my only advice that I can give you, and this is not like a legal seminar or anything, just make sure you always have someone to, represent you and have your back and believe in you. And, even though if you did wrong, do what you can to show that you did not do wrong. This is a clear set of example that how I used to be, 10, 15 years ago. I still don't have that mentality because I think if I had that mentality, I don't think I could afford and drive and do the things that I do today, or better yet, have a job, because a lot of the things that I used to do would probably, it's big speeding tickets and drag racing and stuff like that would go on your record and keep you from getting a job. So I just want to be clear, this is how I used to be, this is not how I am today. But I wanted to show you a little bit of my history and why I chose the name Speedbug and why I get called the Speedbug. And this is just what I was able to find recently as I was digging through a file cabinet. So there's probably about 20 or 30 missing or so that I'm unable to include here, but nonetheless, I think most of you will be shocked. So check this out. And I put it on the garage floor here to kind of show you guys. This is my speeding tickets, drag racing, a few warnings, maybe a couple, a handful, 5 or 6, but mostly speeding, drag racing, a couple reckless driving to kind of show you why I chose the name. There's about 76 of them here. Yes, I said that right and you heard right. 76 violations that I obtained here over the course of time, probably in the last, 8, 9 years. When I was younger and just, didn't think before I did things. So most of them were up north. Fortunately, I've been a good guy and a good boy. I haven't done anything really down here in Florida, but and I plan to keep it that way. So I just wanted to kind of share that with you and show you guys why I kind of chose the name. And this is kind of where it all comes from. It's pretty daunting, pretty crazy. So, running through and concluding all of this and stuff like that, like I said, I've had good attorneys. As you can see, you can only imagine how much this has cost me. It's cost me thousands of thousands, maybe in the hundreds of thousands. Was it worth it? Well, yes and no. Yes, because I had a kick-ass time doing all of it. No, it wasn't fun being, detained by the police or being pulled over this many times or whatever it may be, but it was definitely a life lesson, and to know that your freedom is not free if you want to act like an ass. So if you can't conform to the rules of society, well, if I probably was the way I was saying, didn't learn or either run out of money, all of those things, I may have been up dead, I could have hurt someone or anything else, so the problems and the things that you could do are kind of endless, that you can cause when you're not thinking straight. And, don't think before you commit an action. At any given one of these times, there's plenty of them down there where I've been caught, 150 and a 40 or, 90 and a 30, all these other things where I could have killed somebody. And then I look back and reflect, maybe it wasn't the greatest thing to do. So most of the time, I will say, or almost all of the time, I spend most of that time going fast here on the racetrack. So I just kind of wanted to share that with you guys and show you a little bit of a collection that I've collected. I'm proud of it, but not proud of it at the same time. But I'm definitely proud of the lessons that I've learned. It also made me the person that I am today. You think twice before doing things. You take things for granted. You take your license, with a grain of salt, and you know that, hey, it sucks to not have a license. And if I didn't have a license, I wouldn't be able to drive the BMW. I wouldn't have Snow White, and it'd be damn near pointless for me to make any of these videos. Or if I did drive while I didn't have a license, every single time I'd be pulled over, not only would I go to jail, but I have to risk and continuously watch in your mirror and hope that someone doesn't get behind you or you do anything wrong, and it's just not worth it. So it's much easier to leave 10 minutes earlier and get there on time than to never make it there at all. So I hope this has been informative to you guys. If you have any questions, drop your comments below. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, and we will see you for another episode here on the Speedbug channel. Take it easy, guys, and stay under the speed limit.
Right, you go ahead.
It's the lady at 46 South Road. 46 South Road.